What's up, my guy?
What's going on?
Hey,
My
man,
fault.
appreciate you for joining me. How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm good. Appreciate you having me. My fault. I was
So,
headed to
so,
eat. Jumping on late. My fault.
no, you good, you good. So, where you at right now? You in Japan, right?
Yeah, I'm in Japan. I'm in a city called Sapporo in Japan. It's the Northern Island. Northern
How
Island.
is it? I know it's different from the States, man.
Man, it's you know what, Japan is cool. Japan's real cool because they got some influence from the States, but then they like don't want Western influence at all. Like we got two 7-Elevens on like right down here,
Uh,
right down the street from me, and everything stays open 24 hours like the States. They got like Costco out here. They got but then they got other stuff that's unique to their culture, like karaoke and shit like that. And they
what,
haven't
a-
shut down at all, so it's cool.
what about the food though? Is it you trying
Oh,
different
fire,
foods out there? Or you just
fire, fire! Yeah, I always try different foods everywhere I go. If I'm out here, I'm gonna try and embrace get embraced in the culture, or ingrained in the culture, and
yeah.
like sushi. Obviously, I love sushi, so that's easy. They got this other stuff like called shabu shabu, which is like it's like pretty much like beef, and you take it and you dip it in this soup. It's hot soup, and then they got vegetables and stuff. Now the food is fire, but they eat like black folks too, for real. It's presented. It's just presented differently. Like they eat fried chicken and rice. It's just presented differently. Like it's pretty much the same.
Oh, so you ain't got no complaints. As long as you eating good, that's
Uh,
all that matter.
Chilling, exactly. Good. If I got good food, hooping, and some spots to go, and they didn't shut down here, like I said, so it's cool. It's solid.
Okay, okay, bet. Once again, man, thanks for taking time out of your day. I know we was
No
kind of having
problem.
some the time zone difference is crazy from where I'm
Yeah,
at to you, so I was like, all right, but we was able to figure it out, man. Like I said, I'm a big fan, so I'm really excited to have you on, man. It mean a lot.
appreciate it, man.
Just to start off, bro, some of these questions I'm gonna ask you, I'm gonna kind of put you on the spot a little bit, about basketball and stuff like that. But it's all good though.
No doubt. I
Uh,
see. I see you got these comments down here. Io on here. Yeah, Io. I found a barber. He's Japanese and stuff. So I had to comment on that. And I see Chris on there too. I got a cut. I just didn't brush my hair. I just woke up, man. He brushed my hair. My fault. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, you good. You good. So like just to start off, bro, for those who don't know who you are, just kind of give them a quick rundown of, where you from, how was it growing up for you and stuff like that.
It was cool, man. I'm from Minneapolis, Minnesota, or Bloomington, Minnesota, right outside Minneapolis. Um, it was dope. I was very fortunate in a lot of ways the way I grew up. Honestly, and I see Chris on here. Chris Carr was huge in my development over at 43 Hoops in Minneapolis. He let us come in there and use the gym, and he would train us personally. And really, it was. I don't think people understand how lucky you are to have pros, and especially a NBA vet and vets teach you the game at such a young age, especially now with these younger guys. I'm looking at dudes in the NBA who are extremely talented, and it's like a lot of these dudes really don't know how to play basketball. They're extremely talented, but they don't really, which is why I think you see guys like Tyus Jones have such an impact on teams he's on. But
Yeah.
I remember little stuff like even when I was a kid having Chris, I came off a ball screen. I think I like curled it and the defender hedge, and I tried to go around it, and Chris pulled me aside and was just like, next time stretch him out. If you got a big that pops, stretch him out and throw it back to the big, and he'll be wide open for a shot. So just little stuff like that, helps you understand the game when you're 15. Goes a long way.
Yeah. So how was it, just growing up out there in Minnesota? Definitely the Midwest is something different with the weather and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So just coming from Minnesota, how was it? Did you feel
Uh,
like it was harder because it's like Minnesota is kind of a, what I'm saying, a small state?
nah. Honestly, I think for me, I think it was. I'm not gonna say easier,
Hmm.
but it worked out for me. Like if I
Yeah.
was from LA, I'm not going to UCLA with my like I can play. I believe in my talent, but
Yeah.
for instance, I'm in a class with Drew Holiday. I'm not more talented than Drew Holiday. If I'm from LA, I'm not going to UCLA. I'm probably not going to USC. And I
Yeah.
think, being from Minnesota and being the best player in Minneapolis, or one of the best players in Minneapolis, and going to Wisconsin, helped me build my profile going to a big school, as opposed to being from a bigger city and having to go to maybe a smaller school regionally. So, you know, I think it's just all about perspective. You know, I'm sure some guys might think it's more difficult, but for me personally, you know, I think it worked out. And I had some other schools. I chose Wisconsin, and you know, it was cool. So, Minneapolis has had a lot of talent. I
Yeah.
know now you got Jalen Suggs and Chet, and everybody say
Yeah.
Minnesota Page and Minnesota basketball. But you know, when I was growing up, Khalid Alameen is still the best high school basketball player I've seen. That includes Jalen and all those dudes and Tyus. Khalid was unbelievable. So, and Chris Humphrey. So
Yeah.
we've been had talent. I think those guys are probably just taking it to another level with this one and done and stuff like that. But you know, Chris was
Thanks.
one and done too. So
Thanks. Okay. Now the first question I always start out with for everybody that comes on is, who is the GOAT? Is it MJ, Kobe, or Bryant? And then put them in order.
yeah, you gonna make me answer this? Oh man, well, Kobe. It just depends on your preference. For me, it's LeBron because
Okay.
I grew up watching LeBron. You
Okay.
know, the shot in Utah for Jordan, I was like 9 years old, and that was one of my first like memorable basketball memories. But you know, that was the end of Jordan. You know,
Yeah.
I grew up. I remember sitting in my parents' room watching Bron, you know, have like 29 and 9 or whatever it was in Sacramento, you know, in
Yeah.
2003. So that's what I grew up. So for me, it's Bron. A lot of the thing that plays into the GOAT conversation for me is real. It's an emotional conversation. It's not really about like basketball. It's about who you're tied to. And a
Yeah.
lot of my dad said Kareem was the GOAT. So
Yeah.
for me, it's Bron, then MJ, and then honestly, I probably would go Shaq third before Kobe. Just Kobe's impact on the game, RIP, is amazing. But you know, Shaq really dominated.
Yeah.
Shaq dominated the NBA for a stretch of period similar to how LeBron did from '95 to 2005,
Yeah.
2006, when whatever team he was on was going to be in the Western Conference Finals or the
Yeah.
NBA Finals. So,
Thanks.
or the conference finals or NBA finals. So
Okay. Now coming up for you, when did you realize basketball is what you want to do with your life? Was it a certain person in your life that put the ball in your hand, or was it just like, was it a part of the family? You just grew into it, or like who was that person for you?
nah, my dad did. Well, honestly, my dad coached my brother. I knew I wanted to play basketball. I used to go to the Timberwolves games and sit in the upper deck and watch
Yeah.
KG and Terrell Brandon, and just being in that atmosphere and seeing, and just falling in love with the game. And I, grew up on Stephon Marbury too. Was there when I was young. Um, and I obviously movies and stuff like that. It's probably my dad, but my dad's not a hooper. My dad's a nerd. He's a financial advisor. Uh, love my dad, but no, he's not a hooper. He was a baseball player too. So, but it's probably him. Like he still exposed me to all that, and once I got exposed to all that, it was a wrap.
You around like what age were you? Where like,
Oh shoot, man, I was young. I was
okay, so
young.
you started off super young.
Yeah, I started playing when I was like 6, but when I really knew I wanted to play basketball, I was probably like when I knew I wanted to try and make it to the NBA, I was probably like 12, probably like
Okay.
11, 12. But I knew I
Okay.
wanted to play. I love playing basketball since I was like 6.
Okay. Growing up, who was like your favorite player growing up? Who was somebody that you were constantly watching film on, taking
Yeah.
moves from them and stuff like that?
Yeah. Super young. It was tough. It was different back then because you didn't have I didn't have league pass, and the
Yeah.
internet, Instagram wasn't around, so you just watched who was there locally. So I
Yeah.
watched I watched Stephon Marbury. Terrell Brandon was big.
Yeah.
Um, Chauncey for a little bit, and then once I got older, it was CP all the time. I watched as much CP as I could. I got to go to his when I was in college. I went to his elite camp after my junior year, and just got to work out with him and to see him the way he interacts with dudes. He's one of the best. I mean, I don't know him like that, but
Hmm.
he's one of the best dudes that I've seen as far as the NBA. Like he's in the drills, telling you, talking about your footwork, trying to give you like kind of intimate feedback, for lack of a better term. So yeah.
Okay. Now, if you had to give me your top five NBA players right now, everybody healthy, who would be
Yeah.
your top five?
Oh man. Bron, easy. Got to be in order.
Whichever you can do order, whichever 1 through 5
All right.
positions, however you want to do it.
All right. I'll try to do it in order. Bron would be one. KD's 2. James Harden is 3. Steph is 4, and I'll go with Kawhi at 5.
Okay, I'm not mad at that
Yeah,
at all.
yeah.
So, do you have like a favorite basketball moment of your career? You
Man,
personally?
yeah, a lot. Definitely the 2 games that we won at Cole Center where fans stormed the court, Ohio State and Ohio State was number 1 and we beat them, and then Duke, when we played Duke the year they won the national championship and beat them at home with like John Shire and Nolan Smith.
Yeah,
Uh, so that probably definitely those 2. There's probably other ones. Winning the state championship in high school.
yeah.
Um, yeah, definitely a lot, But those 2 stand out.
Okay. Now, who is, as a hooper, who is that the hardest person that you ever played against before, or the hardest person you ever had to guard before?
Probably D Rose. D
Ooh,
Rose is his speed. It was something that honestly it was great for me because playing against come from Minnesota, you wanted better players like I said, and then you go to out on the circuit and you see D Rose and you kind of feeling yourself, and he makes you feel like you just standing still for 30 minutes, and I'm just like, so I was like
where'd you play against D Rose at?
at Peach Jam. He and Eric Gordon were actually on the same team
Oh, Main Streets, right?
on Main Streets. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Ooh,
yeah. So definitely him. Honestly, another dude is Dimitri McCamey at Illinois, and he didn't end up making it to the league, but he ended up, I think he got hurt his senior year or something
yeah,
happened. But he was Evan Turner. He
yeah.
was all them dudes was killers. But D Rose, his speed was just, man. It was what's the word I'm looking for? Paralyzing. Like you felt like you was just stuck. Like you didn't know where. it
Yeah.
was crazy.
I'm glad you brought that up because yesterday I had John Lucas on here,
Okay.
and he told me if you ask anybody in the league, if it wasn't for injuries, D Rose would be the best point guard in the league right now. Do you
No,
agree?
no question. No question. He was the second. I mean, he was the second best player in the league to me at the time. Was Bron, but to me he would have been one of the best to ever do it. I don't know how many championships he would have won. I
Yeah.
don't know about all that, but that man was a different monster. And without the injuries, he'd be. I don't even know. It's hard to imagine exactly what it was, just because you never know. Winning is so circumstantial.
The
Him as
youngest
an
MVP
individual,
ever, bro.
man. Him as an individual, and it was unreal. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, and it's crazy because just being from Chicago, bro, D Rose is like everything to us. Like
Right.
back in the day, how MJ was to like our parents and stuff like that. That's how like D Rose is to us. So like when he was doing good, he was like, "Oh yeah, we got a new MJ." And then when he got hurt, it's like the whole town like lost their soul, bro. When he tore his ACL, he was just like, "Come on, man, he wasn't even supposed to be in the game, man."
Man, honestly, that's one of my favorite basketball memories. Was not even my own. Was when D Rose came to Minnesota, and
Yeah,
I've had a bunch of injuries myself, like 2 hip surgeries and an ankle shoulder, like a bunch. So I kind of felt, and it would happen around the same time D Rose was going through his. So I was always, that kind of made me more of a fan of his. And when he
yeah,
came back and dropped 50, I was low key in the apartment, tearing up with him, like
yeah,
because I was happy for him. I was like, damn, that man. I don't think people understand what it takes, the grind, the mental grind to go through all those injuries, especially when you're at that level.
yeah,
Like he was the MVP of the league, and he fell off because his body failed him. So
yeah.
for him to come back and still do all that was crazy.
Thanks. And you kind of like answered it already, but like, what was something that you had to overcome in life that you never thought you would that made you the person you are today?
Oh man, honestly, going into my senior year, I had ankle surgery, and then I found out 2 years later my hip was messed up, and that was right before all my pre-draft stuff. It was right after my best year in college, my junior year. I was All-American, and then my whole senior year I was just never right, and I could never really figure out what it was. I did all the rehab and all and stuff like that, but so that it was something that really hurt, and it took me a long time to kind of get over. I couldn't really understand why, at that time I had to get hurt. And injuries happen as a part of the game, but I just couldn't
Yeah,
understand why it happened at that time. And I never really got fully healthy for, since that for a long, long time. But it's also turned me into a stronger person. Made me kind of realized, one, there's things outside of basketball, but also, you know, as an athlete, we have a lot of experiences that are kind of not, um, they're out of the ordinary. We kind of
Yeah.
feel, I feel like you kind of separated from society when you know, play at a certain level to a degree. And that kind of brings you back and makes you understand, puts things in perspective. Everybody has struggles, everybody. So if my struggle is, you know, being injured and not being able to make it to the league or whatever, and then, you know, I'm still blessed to be able to play, and that's really nothing. So I kind of, it almost gave me graciousness in a way. So.
Yeah, but are you all good now though? Is it like all healed up, or you still, you know, deal with
Uh,
the side effects of it?
Yeah, you still deal with side effects like stiffness and stuff like that, but you know, you make it through, you figure it out. So,
Yeah. Okay. Now for you, how was your recruiting process? You know, was it a stressful one? Did you really enjoy it? And like, what were some of the schools that you know were interested in you that you potentially almost went to?
man, I hated it. I hated it because I hated talking on the phone to coaches.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand it. I wanted to play basketball, kick it with my friends. If I wasn't in the gym, I was with my friends. And you know,
Mm-hmm.
that was, like I said, that was part of life where it was like almost it's not normal. That's all I did, and I still do that. So,
Yeah.
uh, but yeah, I think Notre Dame was a school that I really was interested in. But honestly, I chose Wisconsin because Coach Gard he gave me feedback the entire time. Like, even if I wasn't gonna go there, and it was always real feedback. Like, he was like, "What do you want to do with basketball? I want to play in the NBA." He's like, "Well, you know," he gave me the odds on playing in the NBA, and they're like, "We can try and help you, but we can help you do all this stuff too, and we can try and show you the way on how to get there and what the work is going to be." So ultimately, that's what made me choose Wisconsin. But you know, Notre Dame and Penn State were two of the other schools that I had looked at. But I committed real early before my junior year even started because I hated the process so much. And I went to a Wisconsin football game. I was like, you know what, let's do it. Man, went to a football game, couldn't stand the process. I didn't even know what the swing offense was at the time. I was like, man, I knew I'd have a chance to play early, so I was like, let's do it.
So
And I knew
did
it
you
won.
did you get any more offers after that? After you committed, that kind of made you wish you wouldn't committed so early?
Nah, not really.
Okay.
Minnesota came on. Nobody really offered back then. It was like, and I wasn't like a top 25, 30
Hmm.
recruit, so nobody was really doing none of that wild stuff with me.
Yeah.
But I had schools kind of like, you know, nudge me on the arm type, you know, go talk to coach type stuff. But
Yeah.
I was locked in.
Okay. Now for you, how was it like the different styles of play? You know, high school is more of, you know, you go practice and you go home. College is
Yeah,
more like it's a lot different. You know, you got the early morning weights and film and practice and then class and then film and then sleep. Like, and then the pros, you know, is different. So
yeah,
how much each level, how did you maintain to elevate, you know, and keep a stable mindset to play at these three different levels?
yeah. That's a good question. Honestly, again, I was lucky. My coach, John Moore, he had been around basketball his whole life. He actually, you know, he was a part owner of the Timberwolves when I was in high school. So he had been around the pro level. So he actually brought in the Timberwolves strength coach at the time in high school. So we would have lifting sessions, and again, working with Chris Carr, among other people, and Renee Pulley and Coach Love, Antoine Harris. Um, you really got exposed to what it was like to play at a higher level early. So once you got there, it was easy. It was almost like, oh, this is it. Like, it was a little more work, you know, it was a little more intense, a little more competitive, but it was just like, oh, okay, this is routine at this point. And you know, in college, to be honest, college was even harder work than it is to be a pro, because college is mandatory. You got to wake up at 6:30 in the morning, where
Yeah.
it's like, damn, I'm not trying, man. You know what I'm saying? As a pro, it's like, all right, you got to get your work done, but you set your own schedule. So if you want to go at 9 p.m., you know, okay, cool. But it's a lot easier, and the discipline has already been established for me, luckily. So it's like, you know, it's really being a pro is a lot easier.
Yeah, I know a lot of my friends that went to college. They said, "Man, bro, they're almost like willing to quit." It's like it's tough,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
tough.
yeah,
So, how
yeah.
long did it take you to actually adjust when you first got there?
Yeah, it took me a minute, but it probably took me like 2 months to really adjust. But it wasn't the work. or the schedule. It was more the adjustment of change and moving into a new environment. Because
Yeah.
it's like for me, I went in June, and all my friends are they at the crib celebrating graduating high school, having a good summer. They chilling, going to parties and stuff. And
Yeah.
I'm in a brand new place where I don't really know anybody,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously you have your teammates, but that's new too. So you're just trying to feel it out, and then you
Yeah.
got to text everybody and see what everybody else is doing. And it's
Yeah.
so for me that was the toughest adjustment. And I definitely wanted to quit too. Waking up, especially as the colder months came, waking up at 6:30 a.m. and that
Yeah.
winter smacking you in the face. Like I'm like,
Yeah.
oh no. Matter of fact, I almost turned one time. I think maybe in like November. I was already adjusted, but I woke up to go to lift at 6:30 the day after a game and walked outside. It was so cold. I got hit in the face with that wind. I turned around, went back inside, and called my mom. Like, yo, I don't know if this is for me. Uh, she
But man, bro,
told me to
you
take me to
from
Texas.
Minnesota, man. The Minnesota winters are crazy, man. So I thought you would be like used to it by now.
Hey man, I'm still black. We don't mess with that. we are tropical people, man. I'm up here in
Yeah.
Sapporo right now. You look out my window, it's the snowiest city in the world. They're like top 5 snowiest city in the world. I'm like, oh man,
Yeah.
it's dope here. I'm like, oh man, nah, this ain't it. So
Okay. Now, I know you named a couple of hoopers from Minnesota. So
yeah.
if you were to create a team, five people from Minnesota all time, who would be your five from Minnesota?
Oh, God, see, that's tough. That's tough.
Hey, I told you I'm gonna get you, bro.
Yeah, that's a tough question because how we going? We going just based off high school basketball? Or are we going based off entire
Hey,
careers?
whoever your five is all time, if they played in the 40s and played in the league, hey, that's part of your five.
So however I want to do it. Okay.
However you want to do it. Just got to be from Minnesota.
Okay. I'll go my five. I'll go Khalid Elamine, just because if you really he's small. He's 5'10". He's low key. I mean, not low key. He is chunky. And the
Hmm.
dude is a killer. Like, he's walking up the court telling people where to go. He'll give you 40, but he'll also
Yeah.
have 12 and 9. He played until he was 38, 39 years old at a pretty high level, even overseas. So he's definitely on there. I got to go. I put Tyus Jones in there just
Yeah.
because the thing that's most impressive to me about Tyus is he was a McDonald's All-American. He's kind of an anomaly. Like, he has all these crazy accolades, but
Yeah.
again, not crazy athletic. He's
Yeah.
not. He's just a cerebral guy, and he's been so good for a long time, which I think people don't understand how difficult that is to be. I remember when I was in college and Tyus was like 14, and they're like, Tyus Jones, and to be able to maintain that until he's now 24, 25 is incredibly impressive. So he's in there. I'll put Chris Humphreys in there. Chris is just a beast. He's tough to stop. I got to put John Lure in there. John Lure is a dude who quietly had maybe the second or third best career so far out of anybody from Minnesota. Ton of money playing basketball. Was All-American in college, 8 years in the league. So I'll put him in there. And then last
spot.
spot. God damn.
Last spot who you into it.
I can't put, I'm a disclaimer first. I can't put Jalen Suggs or Chet Holmgren in there yet because they're too young.
Okay.
They're not, so
Fair
they're not,
enough.
they still have so much basketball left to play.
Fair enough.
So,
Okay.
So they're not in there. I'll probably put Troy Bell in there for now.
It was this one guy, I can't think of, because I came to Minnesota for I was like a sophomore for a basketball event. I think I was in Eagan, Minnesota. You familiar with Eagan?
Yep.
And Rashad Vaughn.
Shotty Cole.
Yeah, he's nice. He was there. I was like, oh yeah, he was killing us, bro.
Yeah,
Killing us.
Shotty tough too, and I put Troy. Troy is a dude. Troy, a lot of people don't remember, was a damn near lottery pick in LeBron's draft class, which is
they telling you, yeah, Troy Bell. They was wondering where you got him at, yup. Somebody said Devin George. I didn't know he was from Minnesota.
Devin George went to my high school, so Devin George he was like 6'1", and he grew 7 inches in college. He went like D3 school. But yeah, Troy Bell was he was like 16th pick in the 03 class, which I mean, like everybody knows, one of the best classes ever. But I know Troy had a bunch of injuries as well.
Yeah.
knee injuries and stuff like that. And then he decided he wanted to be a boxer and a singer too. But you
Yeah.
know, he's a two-time, two-time ACC, or two-time Big East Player of the Year too. Back when
Hmm.
the Big East was the Big East, so he was cold. I don't know if I've seen a lot of dudes as quick off their feet as Troy was. Um, so yeah, I'll probably go to F5. I could definitely change it up. You know, that's just
Okay.
you put me on the spot, so that's just
I told you, bro. I told you.
so
Okay.
yeah, that's what I came with.
Okay. So this question, I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna say like the skill, and you tell me what player you would get that from.
Okay,
So passing, who would you take the passing
oh
skill from?
man, for Chris Paul. Nah, 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 nah. Well, hold on. You familiar with Milos Teodosic?
I don't think so.
Milos, he played. He's a European. He played in Cheska for a long time, in EuroLeague for a long time. And look him up. And he played with the Clippers for like a year. Look him up
Oh, I
because
think I know what you're talking about. He got like that long hair.
he got the longer hair.
Okay.
Yeah, he move real. I don't think he's like the best, but just his style is crazy. I wish I had his style. The passes he makes, like
Wait. So you taking him?
just for style, him or Chris Paul. Yeah, you gotta look it up.
Look,
Look up
my pop
Theodosic.
said Magic. Magic. You got Jay
Magic,
Will.
Magic, Magic in there. Jay Will, fancy. Magic, see, I can't take Magic or LeBron. I think those are the two best passes of all time. But I think
Hmm.
because they're 6'8", 6'9", the way they can see the floor, you can't bother them. So
Yeah.
they're definitely up there. But for someone my size, Chris Paul or Teodosic. Go check out
Okay.
Teodosic. Go check
Okay.
out Teodosic. And also,
See,
I got to backtrack real quick because I seen Royce is definitely in my top five too for Minnesota Hoopers. I forgot
yeah.
about him.
Look,
Yeah,
they
so
own you in the comments, man. They
yeah,
own
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah. And I always put Royce in there too when I'm having that conversation. I just blanked out. But
Okay. Shooting.
shooting, man, I'm going Steph. Gotta go Steph.
Okay. Defense.
Oof. Defense, man. Defense. Damn. Perimeter defender.
Yeah, we do whatever. Well,
Uh,
yeah, I should be more clear on that. So do perimeter defense.
Perimeter defender. Oof. And I'm like, I don't like to play defense no more. So I don't need that. I'm old. I'm old. Damn. Defense. Who am I going with for defense? I'm gonna
Man, you
go.
got a bunch. You can go Scotty. You can go Kawhi.
You
You
know
can
what?
go.
You know what? I'm gonna go because it's kind of I'm gonna go Drew Holiday.
That's a good one.
I'm gonna go Drew Holiday.
That's a good one. All right, rebounding.
Uh, ooh, man, definitely gotta go KG. Gotta go KG.
Okay, I'm surprised you didn't say Rodman.
Nah, I gotta go KG.
Okay, I ain't mad at that. Clutch.
Rodman and rebounder, but I gotta go KG.
Okay. Clutch.
Clutch,
Yep.
Jordan. Gotta be.
All right. What about IQ?
Brown.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So this question. What is your dominant position? You're a point guard, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So I want you to give me your top 5 point guards of all time.
Top 5 point guards of all time. Oh, I like
Yep.
this one. Top 5 Magic. Isaiah Thomas is 2. 3, I gotta go with C. Well, not in any particular order, but CP is in my top 5.
Okay.
I've never seen Oscar Robertson play, so I can't say that.
Yep.
Is Bron a point guard?
No, I'll put him in small forward.
Is James
Hey,
Harden
but
a
it's
point
your
guard?
five though. It's your five though, man. You gonna put Ryan as your point guard?
Nah. Because I don't know what the criteria is. Is James Harden a point guard?
He mostly a two. He's just like Brian.
Okay.
That's not his position, but hey,
Okay.
he could do whatever. He versatile.
All right. So CP, Isaiah, Steph, Magic, and number
Your
5
5.
is really like I could go a lot of different ways. I'll put Nash in there. but you can go. You can. I wouldn't have a problem taking him out. I'll put
Okay.
Nash.
If you could have,
No, I'm lying. Take Nash out. J Kid's in there. J Kid 5.
okay, this question: if you could have 5 dinner guests, dead or alive, who would be your 5?
uh, 5 dinner guests.
Yep.
Obama for sure. Barry O, no doubt. Bron is gonna be one. I
So
take like
You said Barack Obama.
Ron Obama. I would take probably like I want like W.E. Du Bois or Marcus Garvey, someone like that from back in the day. I don't
Definitely.
really have a just someone with that perspective from that time period.
Yeah.
And then honestly, it would be a joy. I want to see Malcolm and Martin Luther King sit down together just to really get because now you get the narrative of what the difference of perspective was, but to see them two have an actual conversation at that level would be something that would be crazy.
Super
to me.
powerful.
Yeah. So it would be just very interesting because obviously narratives change up and people say, oh, he felt this way, but to see them two actually interact, especially the way how they said they was getting on the same page towards the end, would be cool to see.
Okay. For you, do you have any routines you do before a game?
Yeah. So it's changed up a little bit, but this year's changed up. I used to listen to BMF before every game, and then more of it's just on court. I just I do my little shooting warm up, shooting warm up, pregame warm up is what I'm trying to say. But I used to listen to Blowing Money Fast. Now I listen to the whole Carter 2 soundtrack, as much of the Carter 2 soundtrack as I can before the game start.
So who's on the playlist before games? Are you strictly rap? You just
straight Wayne, the mob.
Okay.
These young cats don't know about Wayne, man. These super young cats, but straight the Carter 2, the mob, hit 'em up, all that.
Okay, yeah. So you straight turn up mode.
Music. Straight like that.
Okay. What has the game of basketball taught you that carries into everyday life?
Oh man, too much. too much. Discipline. How to deal with adversity. How to work how to work amongst the team. Politics. What else? How to deal with people, interpersonal relationships.
Yeah.
How to be a lead, how not to lead. Yep. Honestly, you can go on forever. And honestly, it's taught me that basketball can teach you all those things. If you have someone willing to teach you those things. So that's why I'm honestly interested to see, because I'm still in it, to see how much of it does apply. Yeah. I think a lot of it does apply. But the biggest thing is discipline. And, I have my own podcast as well, One Player Podcast is going to be my pub on here. Yeah. But, and, we just had Jared Sullinger on, and he talked about how the great NBA players that he's been around do the same thing every single day. And it's just routine and discipline. And, it almost becomes monotonous and boring in a way. But, that is, when I've had my best seasons, I look back and, it's been because of health, and it's been because of the routine and just discipline. I do the same thing every day. I eat literally almost the same shit. And my bad, if I can't swear.
No, you good. You cuss.
Okay, and then almost the same things every day. And I, like I said, every day before practice, I'm, warming up same way, doing the same things every single day. So, yeah.
So, do you have a favorite highlight play of your career? You hit a couple game winners or something like that, or I know you said y'all beat Duke. That was like a moment, but like, do you have a personal highlight?
Yeah. So it's the one when we played Ohio State, and it was number 1. We was down like 15 and came back, and I hit a 3 in front of the bench, in front of our own bench. And honestly, it wasn't really my favorite highlight until like really until like a year or two ago, because I really got to know them Ohio State dudes better. So it's made it even because I can talk shit now. You know, I played with David. I played with David Lighty last year, and you know, just being able to talk. They all tell me I had the game of my life. I'm trying to tell them I did the same thing like 2 weeks later. But you know, like, but yeah, no, probably that one. And then I actually had a shot in Germany to send us to a championship in Germany. I hit a pull up three for game, and it was supposed to be like this dude in Germany who was a great defender and all that. And my teammate Will Cherry, he was on the wing. He had a weak defender, and I saw him clapping for the ball. But my ego took over, and I was like, "Nah, I want to score." No, I'm trying to score.
If you would have missed that shot, bro, you would have been in some trouble, man.
yeah, you would have been tight. You would have been tight. But I was like, "Nah, fuck that." So yeah, probably those two.
Okay. So if a younger hooper, let's say a middle schooler, was to come to you and ask for advice on just basketball, some advice that was given to you that worked for you, what would be the advice that you would give them?
Man. Again, a lot, but I see Aaron in here, so I need some chopsticks. What this dude talking about? What's this dude talking about? I'm just now looking at these comments. Corbin Will, that's your pops?
Yeah, it's my pops.
Oh, okay, yeah, he coming with the fire, man. He said Dame about the point guard, Rodman over here.
Yeah.
See, Trevor was in here. Trevor Mbakwe in here. He don't even like basketball. He's a fake. He's a fraud for that. Yeah, man. But no, some advice for some middle schoolers. Man, I got this question before too. I think it would just be open to, you know, be open-minded and be receptive, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to, a lot of people give advice, and it's really, I'm sure you know, it's really hard to understand the advice until you go through it. Like it's really hard to, it's easy to like hear something, but it's difficult to really understand it.
Yeah.
But I would say, you know, if someone's telling you the same thing, if 6 people tell you the same thing, try and take a step back and really try and understand why they're telling you that.
Yeah.
And open to new advice, and always be open to learn, and be open to make mistakes, and do different things and make mistakes, and develop range. Because, you know, especially I think having range is gonna, you know, whether it's don't just do one thing, don't just play basketball, play football, you know, go play the piano, be in the choir, do everything, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So just be open to new experiences, new advice, stuff like that.
Okay. What is your favorite hooping shoe of all time?
Hooping shoe? Man, your question's fire. Hooping shoe that I don't wear Jordans, but the 11 is my favorite hooping shoe. I don't wear Jordans to hoop, but the 11 is my favorite hooping shoe.
Which
the
one?
11 is the 4. The Cool Grays, the 4.
Okay.
And then the Cool Grays, the 11s, and then the What Does for the 4.
Okay. All right. So give me your favorite basketball movie.
Just one?
You can do a couple. You know, you can have a couple favorites.
Okay, bet. He Got Game, no doubt.
Yep.
Above the Rim.
Yep.
Loving Basketball, obviously. And then, honestly, my favorite one, though, is probably Six Man. The Six Man.
Okay, I haven't seen that before.
Yes, you have. You lying. The Six Man with Marlon Wayans and
Kadeem Okay. I just ain't had a name. Yeah. Okay. So now this question, bro. Okay. I think mine was Coach Carter. Coach Carter, my favorite.
Coach Carter up there. Coach Carter 5.
So now these questions, bro.
Hoop dreams.
Who would you rather have? So I'm gonna give you 2 names. You just see who you rather have on your team, all right? Bron and KD.
Bron. Easy.
Steph or Dame?
Steph. 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 I'll go with Steph.
Okay. James Harden or Luka?
James Harden. No question.
Wow. Okay. Kawhi or Giannis?
Kawhi. Easy.
Brad Beal or Jimmy Butler?
Ooh. God dang. Man, plead the fifth. I'll go with I'll go with Jimmy for
Okay.
now. For now.
Okay.
But I don't necessarily think Jimmy is better.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think necessarily think Jimmy is better. I like Brad's game more.
Yeah.
I just think it's tough. I'll go with Jimmy. I'm gonna go with Jimmy.
Okay. Jokic or Embiid?
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Jokic for now.
Okay. You gonna go with Dirk or Tim Duncan?
Tim Duncan, no question. And next time, put KG or Tim Duncan. Nah, ain't no Dirk out here. I'm from Minnesota, man. Ain't no Dirk out here. He had that nice little run, but nah.
Okay. Okay, I got you. Steve Nash, Jason Kidd.
J Kid,
Melo or Paul Pierce?
Melo,
Uh, Russ or D Rose?
D Rose, hands down. Healthy,
Okay.
healthy.
Yeah,
Everybody
healthy.
healthy. Oh yeah, D
Yeah.
Rose, D Rose.
Devin Booker or Donovan Mitchell?
I'm gonna go with D Book.
Okay. Okay, I got you. Now we're gonna kind of, that's it for my basketball. We're gonna kind of go into like a little bit of music and then we all
Okay,
done here, bro.
bet.
Give me your top 5 rappers of all time.
Time out. Before we go into the music, can we go back to the James Harden and the Luka real quick? I just want to say, Luka is not there yet. Luka's cold. Luka's cold.
Okay.
But he's not there to the point where he's like a top 5 player just yet. He's more in that conversation with like Jason Tatum and D Book for me. Luka, and the reason I say that is because he puts up numbers, but until James Harden has played the way he's played for years and won at a high level. Like he's been to the Western Conference Finals. He's been in the playoffs he's pretty much lost to the NBA champion or NBA or Western Conference champions every year. Luka hasn't won a playoff series yet. And to be
But Luka's
honest,
only been in the league like a year or two, bro.
that's my point.
He averaging a triple double already, bro.
But if you watch how Luka plays, like
Mm-hmm.
Donovan Mitchell and Jamal Murray, them dudes could average those numbers if they played the way that like Luka they get a rebound. Luka stands at the free throw line and gets the outlet pass and walks into a ball. So he has the ball the whole game.
Okay.
Like and that's nothing. That's not saying he's not nice. He's cold. But it's like if you give Jamal Murray or Jason Tatum or Donovan Mitchell the ball and let them just hold it and make plays the whole game, they're going to put up crazy numbers. And we saw it happen in the playoff when Donovan Mitchell had the ball the whole game. So it's not saying Luka's cold, but he's not at the level where he's impacting the game, in my opinion, to how people are saying. Not at James Harden's level.
Respect that. I respect that.
Not yet. But he will. He will, though. But anyway.
If somebody said pause, they on your neck, bro.
Listen, I'm not even going to acknowledge AB. AB bored somewhere. I know he off Don Julio somewhere bored. You know what I'm saying? Hey, don't you got a kid, man? Now, don't put the baby to bed, man. God damn, worried about me.
But yeah, give me your top 5 rappers of all time.
Top 5 rappers. Shoot, J. Cole, Drake. I'll go Jay-Z. I'm gonna go with Tupac. Go Pac. And number 5. Number 5. I don't know.
Come on, man. You ain't say Wayne yet. I was like, hold on.
Oh, I'm tripping. I am tripping. Wayne. Yeah, I'm bugging.
I was like, hold on. You listened to Wayne before games, but he ain't in your top 5.
Yeah. Wayne, easy, Wayne. This man, my cousin on here said bass god, man. Yo, bass god. He did. Bass god low key should be top 5 for putting the curse on KD and in the playoffs, and that shit really worked. Man. No Kendrick, Devin. No Kendrick. Kendrick, and I love Kendrick. Good Kid, Mad City was cold, but some of his other stuff, I was like, yo, bro.
Okay. If you would listen to 3 albums, mixtapes, EPs, whatever you want to call it, for the rest of your life, what 3 albums would you listen to?
Man, Drought 3, Carter 2, and the whole Drake catalog.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite song right now?
And then the Black album, I'll throw an honorable mention.
Okay. What's your favorite song right now?
Oh, damn. When to say when? Drake.
Yeah.
She went in on that. And when to say when. Although my man, you ever heard of my teammate Jawad Williams? He just sent me some stuff. I don't even know Buddy name. Who he just sent me?
He said, I don't even know Buddy name.
No, he just sent it to me last night. It was actually it was decent. Pooh Shiesty or something like that.
Oh, yeah, yeah. He
Yeah,
fired.
yeah. I wasn't hip to him till yesterday, but he decent. He decent.
Yeah, he fired.
Yeah.
I don't know if I think you might have answered that one already. But what was like the best piece of advice somebody ever gave you before? I think you kind of answered that before.
Did I? Shoot, there's so many answers, so I might answer it differently.
Yeah.
The best piece of advice someone ever gave me was probably my dad. He always used to tell me, it's not really advice, more like a mindset. He always tell me nobody better. Like, just he kind of instilled that confidence in me at a young age. Like, and now I look back and it's obviously all bullshit because I'm his kid. But at the time, it was the best advice. You know what I'm saying? But he always used to tell me, nobody better, nobody better. And he would constantly say that to me all the time. And I don't think until I really got older, I understand the impact that has on a kid, because I really believe that. I still believe it, like, to this day. So, and I probably have to credit that to him.
Yeah, my dad told me to get you, so I'm gonna get you. Give me your favorite teammate.
Favorite teammate?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, that's not even put me on. That's John Lure. Easy, from Wisconsin. I'll say that my favorite teammate of all time, John Lure, man. He made the game so easy.
Yeah,
it's so easy. Just his versatility offensively, and we didn't even play pick and roll a ton like that. And I wish we could have played even more. Because, it was really easy.
Facts. And then the last question I got for you, bro, is who you think I should have on here next? To get on here and tell their story and give motivation to the youth. You know what I'm saying? Because I like to look at it as us watching y'all playing college ball and pro ball. We don't know what y'all go through besides what y'all allow us to know, so I want to help get this platform to motivate the younger generation.
Yeah. There's a lot of people. Trying to think, someone from Minnesota or just someone from
whoever. It can be anybody.
Wherever. I think Brandon Paul. Brandon Paul.
I think he played at Illinois, right?
Illinois.
Yeah.
He's one guy who we actually just had him on ours, or Jared Sullinger. Like, Brandon is unique though. His perspective, he has such an he approaches the game with such a business-like mindset. Very professional-like mindset. And same with Jawad Williams, my teammate out here. They both approach the game so professionally, and Jawad's played till he's like 37. He's had that back and forth experience where, he was a McDonald's All-American. He went to Carolina. He didn't get drafted. Well, all his teammates did, which I can't imagine what that would be like. Went overseas, made it back to the league, and then now has played for 17 years pro, which is crazy. Or you could get Bria Hartley on here. I could plug that one. Bria Hartley played for Phoenix Mercury. She went to UConn.
Okay. Yeah, if you could. Yeah, if you could plug me with them guys, man, I definitely love to have them on here, bro.
Yeah. I definitely will. I had fun, man.
I appreciate. Hey, my guys, appreciate you, man.
No
Good
doubt.
luck out there in Japan. I know it's Sunday morning out there. It's only Saturday night for us.
Yeah, so I'm still trying to figure it out. Days be getting mixed together now.
Is it hard, man, trying to talk to the family back in the States?
No, actually, the time difference for talking to people isn't too bad, because I go to sleep and wake up with people. You know what I'm saying? So like you said, y'all about to go to bed, or it's later at night, and I'm just waking up, and then when I'm going to sleep, people are just waking up. So it's not too bad. And matter of fact, I was talking to Jawad about that. He started playing overseas when they had calling cards, and I was like, and shit like that. And I was like, oh man, nah. I don't know if I would have made it then. Now it's easy. You got FaceTime. I mean, this is about as close to teleportation as you can get now. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, my guy, I appreciate you, man. Wish you the best.
Appreciate
Much
you.
success, health to you, bro. And we'll chop it up. We'll stay in touch.
You as well. I appreciate you having me on, man.
All right. Peace, bro.
Yep. Later.